Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yes, yes.
Tell me what's going on, Twisted Cupid.
It is that time of the week.
They're the ones who ask.
We're taking ridiculous dating questions from Reddit. Yes, yes, yes. You are in the right place. You are listening to none other than the Twisted Cupid podcast.
Okay.
We are taking live dating questions from the wild animals on Reddit and from you guys in the chat. So, what's up? Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, if we turn it down a bit. But anyway, we are taking ridiculous dating questions from the wild animals on Reddit and from you guys in the chat. So watch live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your comments. Give us your questions. Oh, shout out to Raymond on YouTube. He's giving us hockey scores. I think this might secretly be Matt with an alias.
I think this is Matt disguised.
There is one dude that randomly gives us hockey scores in the middle of the game, and it would be weird if he had the same last name as
hockey scores, football.
Are you guys
scores.
interested in hockey?
Yeah, I was betting on it a lot for a while there. I was getting lucky on Caesar Sportsbook's boost bets on there, and I was just kind of randomly. I made a bunch of money on those when I got when I first got the bonus things off of signing up for. Caesar Sportsbook when it became legal in New York. I ended up cashing out like $2,000 a head. And it was nuts because they had these crazy
Don't
boost
encourage
bets.
him. He lives in the past on this one bet.
I tried it again and it didn't happen. I chased that dragon for a long time.
Does this guy have the NBA playoff scores?
He's pretty much a He's pretty much a magician. He's a psychic. He will tell you tomorrow's scores. That's what he's doing right now. He's giving us tomorrow's scores. Yeah.
Is he Back to the Future? Does he have the Millennium? What's it called?
The Sports Almanac. He's doing bit style.
Is it tested? Did you try to gamble according to his?
Yeah. Every score he tells me, I end up making money on.
You did.
Yeah. Definitely. But definitely shout out to Raymond in the chat and bet on everything he tells you to bet on. Put rent money on it. That's how confident I am that guy's giving you the right scores.
Shout out to Joanne. She's back after 2 weeks.
How's it going, Joanne? Thanks for being here. But without further ado, let's introduce...
Wait. I thought you were going to introduce me.
Yeah, let's introduce our awesome host.
Okay. I don't think you were going to introduce me.
Well, do you have a DeLorean that goes 88 miles an hour with a piece of magic in it? Then we'll never know.
That's what happened to us women. We become too familiar.
I know.
Yep.
I know. Okay. Well, anyways, I'm co-hosting. Still pregnant.
Yes.
I feel like
the only Amy Liszka. See, you stepped on my intro of you, and I didn't even say your name. That's Amy Liszka, the greatest co-host in the history of co-hosts.
All right. Let's go to our guest now.
All right. Now to our guest, which I was going to do after I introduced you anyway. They are both returning guests. First up, he is a hilarious stand-up comic, the one, the only Cooper Rego. Thank you for being back on the show, man.
Yo, Cooper.
Tell them where they can find you.
They can find me on Instagram, CooperRego23.
Nice.
Facebook, Cooper Rego. Or at Caravan of Dreams every Wednesday night.
There you go. Go find him. He's hilarious. Watch him live. Follow him online. Shout out to Tom and Marlene in the chat. Thank you for being there. And again, if you're listening on all audio only, get to YouTube now. Like and subscribe. Give us your comments. Give us your questions live.
And you can see us.
Yes, you can see us too. You don't have to just hear my smooth, sultry voice and picture the good-looking thing that's making that sound. You can come here and see what I actually look like.
Then they might go right back to the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. They might be like, I'm going back to SoundCloud. This is brutal. Either that or I'm going to gouge my own eyes out to never have to see that again. That was rough.
Well, you know what? Being auditory is being better than being visual sometimes.
That's true. I have a face for audio-only podcasts, as they say. But let me introduce our second guest. She is another hilarious stand-up comic, the one, the only Paola Dattner. Thank you for being on the show again.
Hello.
Thank you for being on, and tell them where they can find you.
So Instagram, it will be Paola Dattner, but it's spelled PaolaDattner.
Hope you got that.
Yeah,
I did. I was like checking myself. I was like, am I going to make a mistake here?
Yeah, don't spell it with a U. That's a different lady, and she's not hilarious.
That's
not with
yes.
one T. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
You got the gist. Other than that, Caravan of Dreams every Wednesday as well at 7. We have our show there.
Yes.
And I don't know.
It's a great show. Go see it. Go see it. Go see them live.
Show. It is. And everywhere else, I guess, on the streets.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys are in the New York scene, just any club. You'll find
Yes.
it. You'll find it.
Follow them online, see them live. And without further ado, are you guys ready to take your first question from the wild animals on Reddit?
Oh my God, we can't wait.
All right. Same here.
I'm excited.
Let's take our first one from the wild animals on Reddit. If you guys got questions to write them to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com. Or even better, write them live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Put them right there in the chat. For now, we're going to take our first one from Reddit.
All right. Okay. So my theme this week, the theme that I chose, is don't look too far into the future. So each one I feel like is panicking about like their relationship in the future. But the first one,
Unless you're Matt in the chat, then we need those hockey scores for tomorrow so we
Matt
can
in the
bet on
chat.
them. Yes.
then
It's like Frank the Tank.
but the first question was actually given to us by our other co-host, Suzanne Leah Shepherd.
Nice.
Woo-hoo.
Nice.
And
Shout out
it's-
to Suzanne.
It's right up my alley because it's dealing with a psychic. Yes.
Dude, that rocks.
I know. So
QAnon for women, as I call it.
I know. I love a good psychic reading, even if it's completely untrue. I love it. Okay, so the first question is, refusing to stop our divorce after my ex admitted her psychic friend lied about me having an affair. Do-do-do-do.
If there's one thing I hate more than psychics, it's one that ain't telling the truth.
Okay, I met my now. Okay, first of all, this question is long, and I usually like to cut them down, but I loved how this guy wrote, so I just didn't cut a lot of stuff out. Sorry, he was funny to me.
There we go. There we
Okay,
go.
so I met my wife.
It's rare you get a good writer on here.
I don't know if he's good. He was just amusing.
Well, okay, but it's rare you get a writer who's not terrible on here.
I met my wife Rona when we were in college together.
Like Corona?
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Wow. You made a beer reference right away.
No, well, yeah.
Or,
yeah.
or a virus reference.
Or a
I
pandemic.
was more thinking, yeah.
Well, Amy, we know what you're thinking about right
Yeah.
now.
It's been a long time since I've had any alcohol.
Yeah, I
need
can
it.
tell.
Yeah.
I can tell.
She's getting a mirage for beer she doesn't even like. She's more of a hard seltzer lady anyway.
It doesn't matter what we'll say at this point. She'll be like, beer?
I made the obviously terrible assumption that the fact that she was in a secondary education meant that she had a mediocre common of sense. We started dating our senior year, and after job hunting, settled on moving back to her hometown after graduating. At her wedding, I met an old friend of hers, Anna. She offered to read my palms since she was part gypsy. Weird.
I'm half gypsy on my mom's side. She put a curse on my other half.
Anna only comes to town once in a while. She lives in New York City, so she doesn't have time to visit since she has an exciting life there. She makes costumes for plays and co-players. So we see her maybe 4 times over the next 2 years. Last time she came was Labor Day last year, and that's when it got weird. All of a sudden, Rona starts acting oddly. She starts checking in on me at work, coming when I'm working late, asking to use my phone because hers is almost out of power, that sort of thing. She finally comes out and accuses me of having an affair. I thought she was joking, so I laughed and said that I'm not. This sets her off like a Roman candle.
She really believes in that psychic friend.
Because Anna told her I would laugh it off when Rona came for the truth.
Wow.
I laughed because it was ridiculous. I barely had time for a relationship with my wife and my job. I'm home all weekend long. When I go golfing, her brother is almost always either in our foursome or at the club. And most important of all, I
Wait, did you
love
say
my
foursome?
wife. Yeah, foursome. I guess
On
that's
a golf
tour.
course. That's fancy.
Yeah, foursome golf term. I don't know. That's
Or maybe it's foursome and...
that's all.
There we go. Doing a little country club shuffle.
And most important of all, I love my wife. I wouldn't do anything to harm her. And yet she takes the word of Anna, the psychic seamstress, over mine. He has a point. You're such a psychic, you can't pay those bills just reading people's palms, can you? Okay.
It's true. Well, they're all tax fronts anyway.
She asked me to leave our apartment. I say no because I have nowhere else to go. So she leaves and moves back to her parents. They think that she is nuts too. I spent the next few months working and trying to convince her.
Good luck with that in divorce court. Your Honor, the psychic clearly stated.
Well,
she swore on the Wiccan Bible.
Did the psychic tell her that she was going to move out?
Well,
The psychic actually should have found her a new place to live.
Yeah, right. Where is this?
True.
Where is this psychic guessing parlays? You know what I mean?
Was the psychic looking for a new apartment? I think that she kicked out the husband so she can move in.
True. Okay. So then after this is where I start feeling bad. I spent the next few months working and trying to convince her that I'm not cheating and that I want her to come home. I don't get invited to Thanksgiving because it's awkward, and I didn't even stick around for Christmas. I went home to my family. They have been following all of this stupidity without commenting until then. At Christmas, they had an investigation. They said my wife...
Investigation.
Sorry, not an investigation. I read it wrong. Intervention. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself with the question. Okay. At Christmas, they had an intervention. They said my wife was having a break from reality and that she wasn't coming out of it. My dad told me to give my head a shake, which he only does when I'm being stupid.
This is his dad, or not her dad?
I think so.
His
I was
dad.
kind of confused with what dad. Okay. When I got back, I went to a lawyer and started my divorce. That was in January. Finally, at the beginning of April, Rona calls me to talk. I say that we should talk through lawyers. She starts crying, and I agree to meet her in public if she allows me to record the conversation so I can give a copy to my lawyer. She eventually agreed. Turns out that her and her parents hired a private detective to find if I was actually having an affair. 6 months and a huge bill later, zero evidence of any affair.
Psychic should have to pay a third of that.
She finally believes me and wants to come home. I tell her that our lease is up in July and I already found a job in Denver near my family.
Boom.
She says she would come with me, and I respectfully declined. I told her...
I would disrespectfully decline.
I would sue the psychic.
Yeah.
I told her we just weren't right for each other. The truth is, I do not want to have my offspring share DNA with that dingbat.
Boom.
Anyways, I'm moving ahead with my divorce. I am gutted, and she took her friend's psychic... Sorry, he actually made a mistake. He said psychic vibrator over mine.
Psychic vibrator. It can make you come from across the room.
Well, you know, I start to believe that it was the vibrator. I mean, that woman is so convinced something has to happen there. It's not the candle.
He meant to write vibrations. He wrote that in the edit, but he thought it was funny, so. Okay. Her family has approached me several times. The last time her dad offered me to front us a 25% down payment on a house if I agree to go to marriage counseling instead of just leaving. I potentially declined. I cannot be bought. Rona is now depressed, but I see no way of ever trusting her again.
Yeah.
She is
Facts.
young enough that she can marry again and wreck some other guy's life. Am I the asshole? All right.
All that?
Well,
God damn.
yeah. Whew. That was as long as their marriage.
Listen. I honestly was like, don't divorce her over this. But when I realized that it had been like 6 months of him,
Yeah, that's crazy.
of her like leaving the house and not coming home, and that he couldn't have like holidays and all that stuff, I was like, all right, this is over. Like, that's your only thing because a psychic said that? I don't know. And I'm a psychic believer. Like, I love psychics.
I like too, but I have the feeling that she has something going on too, the wife, and she was
Probably.
like, "That's a great excuse. You
Yeah.
are cheating." And then what happened? The other guy dumped her, or she dumped him, or whatever, or the psychic, whatever.
Sure.
And now she's by herself. She's like, "Ooh, why not going back to him?"
Turns out the
Good
other.
old-fashioned blame game.
Yeah.
Turns out that other guy's not good at paying my rent. The psychic should have told me that.
Yeah, the victim.
Yeah. The psychic should have checked his bank account with her mind.
I felt
But she
bad for the
didn't.
dad that offered 25% down on a house just to go to marriage
Ah,
counseling.
fuck him. He should have slapped the stupid out of her while she was growing up. I blame that dude.
He should have gone for 50%, take the
Yeah.
money, and after the second counseling, I don't feel like it.
Yeah, exactly. The psychic told me only to give you a quarter.
That's what it is.
Who was the psychic? Miss Cleo?
It's her friend Anna.
Oh,
It was her
Anna.
friend
Yeah.
Anna that's still a seamstress in New York City. So she also like does clothing and
Yeah.
stuff.
So she dabbles.
That was a joke.
theater.
Remember Miss Cleo?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I
Call me
remember
now
Miss
for your
Cleo.
free tarot reading.
She's dead now. Do you know that?
Yeah.
She didn't pick up that tumor early. She didn't really. She didn't catch it till it was
They're
stage
very
3.
good reading everybody else by themselves.
I don't
Yeah,
think she's that. I
think we're stereotyping psychics here. I think we think that they're supposed to be something that they're not. I think real psychics are supposed to have an intuition and a feeling, but not exactly know the whole future.
Yeah. I get that. That's why I take them with a grain of salt. I always feel like, okay, for someone who's spent a good amount of money on psychics, okay, I have. And I do like a good psychic reading. I feel like they're all really good with telling me my current situation.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to my future, not one of them has told me my lottery numbers yet.
Right,
so
right.
it's
That's right.
like,
It's almost like how we're stereotyped as comedians. People think we're just walking around telling jokes all the time.
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always ask the psychics, why are you reading palms and not parlays?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
you're ruining your psychic gifts here.
Well, I must admit that I love psychics too, and I listen to them. And if it happens, I smile, and if it doesn't happen, I smile. I never plan my life according to what they say, but it's curiosity. I'm like, okay, it's another tool. Let's have it as a patient.
Actually, I feel like the ones that are really good are good about reading the past, like dead people.
Yeah.
Sure.
Who was in your past, not so much the future.
I had the few that told me
Because
about the
they're good at
future.
reading
They were good,
people.
actually.
Yeah. Like,
Again, I smiled because it happened.
what would happen? Did you?
Minor things. It wasn't like a big thing.
Yeah, like
minor
I
things.
never got any really good. Like I don't know. Like I take it with a grain of salt if I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
of course.
You know, I think I agree with you with psychics where they can only kind of see the present moment. You know, my ex-girlfriend claimed to be psychic and have different dreams about stuff, and it was just so funny that like last week she had a dream about the exact same Instagram photo that was on my friend's page. It was the exact same photo. I was like, how did you know? How did you know all the details of the photo?
yeah.
Maybe you saw the photo, psychic friends.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I think there are people out there that are good at kind of like guessing things about other people, but I think it's just sort of like a poker player, right? The same guys tend to go to like the World Series of Poker over and over again, and I think that a lot of it is like a hard skill. Like they'll sit there going, okay, I knew that guy didn't have the card because I noticed that he breathed a little bit different
Right.
over the course of hours when he's bluffing. And then some of the times it's just sort of like, I just didn't think he had it. Why? Well, I just didn't think
It's a feeling.
and they're not going to be always right, but they're kind of good at guessing. The only difference is with the card player, nobody goes, the spirit told him he didn't have the card on the river. You know,
Right.
like it was nobody assigns supernatural.
But
qualities to
also
it.
when you do comedy long enough, you become a little psychic.
Yeah.
You can look at people and kind of tell things right away.
Yeah.
Just from
You
the
can kinda
amount
guess.
of people
But you
you
guys,
Right,
okay,
right.
that's not
You know when they're uncomfortable, when they
Listen, that's not the question. If is Anna real or not? It doesn't even matter. The sad thing is that he wants to know is I'm the asshole for divorcing my wife now. I say no. After 6
Dude, that
months
was a
of
move.
just like
Yeah.
walking away from the marriage, no. But Joanne says buy the massive house and get 25% and then get half of the house in the divorce.
I said
Yes.
I suggested for him to negotiate 50. Why 25? Negotiate
yeah.
50.
Yeah.
And then leave.
I'm going to do my Maury Povich impression. You are not the asshole.
No, that's funny. He's really not. If anyone is the asshole, is his ex-wife or wife or whatever
Oh,
they
yeah.
are right now. And it's funny
She's
that he
awful.
blames himself.
Right.
Dude, you dodged a bullet on this one.
He
you
seems like a
could've-
good guy.
well, not really because
Yeah.
he already married her.
Okay, so he already married her, but I'm saying like
But
they're
he doesn't have
basically
kids
getting a
with her.
divorce now. They don't have kids, and so even though, a lot of times divorce court might favor the woman a little bit, it doesn't favor her if she's in divorce court going, but the psychic said he's a cheater. Like, it doesn't, she's going to lose that one, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't hold
You're
in
fine.
court. Psychics is not holding.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You know?
it doesn't matter. Now, I'm nervous if I'm in court and that it's like a female judge that has an amethyst crystal hanging from her neck. I'm like, oh, damn it. I'm going to lose my ass in this. She believes in this nonsense.
I don't know what's going on with this girl. See, this question does not tell me how old they are or how long they've been together. But
Sounds like they're young.
Yeah, it sounds like they made a reference that they met in college, but that's about it.
Okay, so they're probably at least late 20s, I'm guessing, But either way, no matter what the age is, man, like, because you can't argue with somebody like this ever if they're going, but
stupid.
No, yeah, it's there's no proving to somebody because I can't disprove a psychic saying I did a thing at some point. You know what I mean? Like while I was out. It's just sort of
The only way to test it is in the future.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or if you have video.
Yeah. But I don't have a video of me 24 hours a day not fucking someone who isn't this crazy lady that's being told that I haven't been by a psychic. So you're not going to be able to disprove that. If you're going, hey, what's your evidence? Well, the psychic said. It's like, well, okay, I can't. There's no refuting that.
Sounds
Let's
like-
put it this way.
It sounds like deflection.
If he cheated on her and then she heard it from the psychic and then she had the proof, then he's the answer.
Well, yeah. If that's it's sort of like if you're a detective, you're a cop that's investigating something, and if you find evidence illegally, like you break into the guy's apartment without a warrant, it's like, okay, I found what I need to find, but now I need to figure out a way to get the warrant to get in here. You know what I mean? It's sort of like that. If the psychic told you some shit and you're like, I should look into it, then look into it. Like if she was smart, she would find the evidence before she did this, because it's like, all right, well, you can't go to court with this. You can't go to court with I broke into the guy's apartment without a warrant.
The people that
or a psychic told me this.
The people that I feel the worst for are the parents of the girl, because listen, they went out of their way. They were like, okay, she's losing it, and then on top of that, they hired. She was so out of it. They're like, well, I guess I'll just do the work for you. They hired a private investigator.
Oh, the parents hired the investigator.
Yeah, she didn't
I
do
missed
that.
I missed that.
Parents
That's
hired
hilarious.
a private investigator for
that
6
was in
months.
Act 2.
To prove that if he was actually cheating or not. The private investigator came back with he got zero evidence, and then
that is hilarious.
And then on top of that, the dad went out of his way to say, if you just go to marriage counseling, I'll put 25% down for a house. Like, I mean, the heartache of them.
I feel so
they're
bad
like,
for
he's
the
never
dad.
gonna. They don't believe their little girl's gonna get married.
No,
again.
no.
That's what I think that they know how fucked up she is.
They do. They're like, this is the only guy
That's the last
dumb
one.
and desperate enough to put up with this crazy, Mercury's in retrograde, I have to cut myself. It means I need to buy a puppy. Whatever she's doing. This guy was the only one that could put up with it. And now they're like, she will be in our basement until we are dead.
And you know the
She will
mom-
kill us because the psychic told her something.
And you know the mom
The
is
psychic
like
said your
yelling into the
parents are
dad's
evil.
ear, being like, "But I wanted grandkids this year, so can you please do something?"
Well, let's ask Anna. Maybe Anna can tell us if there is a grandkid in our future.
Miss Anna.
Miss Anna.
Right. It's okay, Dad. The psychic said I'll find another guy next month.
Yes.
Yeah. You're getting a lot of that out of her.
And he won't be cheating on me.
And then, the people that are that into psychics, they give the psychic all the credit in the world when they're right, and they completely ignore it when they're wrong.
Right,
That's how that
exactly.
goes.
I know.
If they get it wrong, well, it was the Mercury was in retrograde or retrograde or blah, blah, blah. And they'll always ignore it or just make an excuse.
Correct.
She wasn't burning enough sage.
I never heard about Mercury retrograde like before the internet.
I literally don't know what the
I
fuck it
don't know
means.
what it means. Like, people were like, "Oh,
You don't know what it means?
No, because I hear
I
it all the
figured you
time
would.
too.
Oh.
I don't. But they're like, "Oh, this year, things are weird because Mercury's retrograde."
That's got
I've heard
something to
that
do with
a
the moon.
How do people know?
bunch
How do
of
they know
times.
that?
Well, I mean,
It's got something to do with the alignment of
They
the
have,
planet.
it's every 3 months retrograding for 3 weeks, so I guess they have like their calculations.
Yeah, it's like an astrological
But
thing.
no one's ever said this before, like 2015.
Well, no, it's people did. It's just no one ever listened to them.
Yeah.
And now they found the internet, so they found their niche
That's
little
what
culture.
it
It's
is,
kind of
yeah.
like flat earthers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you never heard of a flat earther before they found each other on the internet. Same with the Mercury retrograde people. They were like, "Do you believe in Mercury retrograde too?" I believe in
I
Mercury
will say,
retrograde. And they all found each other.
When I'm not really into it, but when I've gotten my astrology chart done, or when I've read into it, there is a lot of stuff that line up. Now, if it's gonna say, "Oh, you're such a understanding, open-minded person," I'm gonna believe what they write.
Right.
But
Sure.
they're like, "You're a selfish."
That's not me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that. That's completely a
That's
lie.
someone else.
I will say that it does help you if you're the psychic doing the readings, those the astrology things, because a lot of the astrology attributes are kind of vague to where it could be anybody. Now, some of them are a little bit specific to people.
It's kind of like a horoscope.
But but that's what I'm talking about, a horoscope. And so if you are there signing up for a psychic who does horoscope stuff, now I don't think you can pull people off the street and be like, "Hey, what month were you born?" That means that you're really clean and you're OCD and stuff like that. I don't think you could do that, but if you have a business that's all about, I do readings based on horoscope, you bet your ass if that person was born in the Scorpio month, they fit every characteristic that Scorpio says they do.
Hey, but if you are a psychic, please read me for free.
Yeah,
I
there
love
you
that.
go. There you
Please
go.
prove Jake wrong and just read me. I love readings. I love them.
What about tarot readings? Is that
Oh
the same?
yeah, any type of reading, any type of.
My sister does tarot readings.
Oh, really?
Like for a living on TikTok.
No shit.
No, I believe it.
TikTok tarot
The tarot
readings.
reading what's about tarot reading is they're short term. Like astrology, they can see like 2 years ahead. That's what they say at least.
Yeah.
Tarot cards, they say like 3 months,
Oh man.
3 to 6 months.
Well, Donald Trump's still alive. Did you see when Jesse Waters on Fox News had the tarot guy do it, or the tarot lady do it? It was fucking
He was
hilarious.
supposed to die?
It was, dude. So they got this lady called the British Psychic. I think that's her actual title. It's like this little old British lady. And Jesse Waters on Fox News has her do a tarot reading on Trump, and she flips the card up. Now I don't know shit about tarot readings. If it was almost any card in the deck, I wouldn't know it. That's the Grim fucking Reaper, dude. She flips over. He's like, "Yeah, do a tarot reading on Trump." She flips over the death card. It's the Grim Reaper with the thing, and she's like, oh dear, and he's like, "What does that mean?" And she's like, "Well, there's many ways
I'm gonna kill
to
everybody.
interpret
I'm
it."
basically gonna be
Yeah.
the biggest murderer of all time.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, Jesse Waters, why don't you just stack the deck and have every card just be the card where he gets off scot-free in his 17 trials or whatever? Like
Because
just
it will
have that
happen.
card.
It will happen.
Yeah, I mean, just have that guy. Like, just stack the fucking deck, bro. How is anyone gonna sit there and prove that it wasn't all the same card? It makes you look kind of unprofessional to be doing tarot readings on a new show anyway. But if you're gonna do it, stack the deck to where your guy comes
your
out
benefit,
good.
yes.
Yes. Don't pull what everyone knows is the death card. It's the Grim Reaper. It's the guy in the black robe with the giant sickle.
But
That
it
everyone
doesn't
knows
have
what
to
that
be-
means.
It doesn't have to be his death. It could be
Sure.
his professional death.
Or
him getting everybody else killed.
Yes.
It definitely ain't good. It definitely ain't good. Like whatever
no.
way, however you want to interpret it, it's the death card. It ain't good. It's
Yeah.
the Grim Reaper.
I know.
It was the funniest thing.
with all those swords, right?
Joel says, if
Shout
the
out to
psychic-
Joel on YouTube.
Yeah, Joel. If the psychic asks my name, I'm out. They should already know that shit.
That's right. That's right.
Raymond, formerly known as Matt, says Amy is like, it's like you should go fishing in a pond. That means Jake. I guess because I went fishing and I found Jake.
Boom. There you go.
I don't know.
Psychic said she was going to meet the greatest fucking dude ever. And that psychic was right
Hold on.
that day.
Who's Joanne Mazurek? I had a teacher in
Missouri.
6th grade named
Missouri.
Mazurek.
Oh, cool.
It's Missouri though.
That's Missouri?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said your teacher's name wrong.
my
the whole
teacher's
time.
she said her name was Miss
No,
Mazurek.
That's
She's
why
alive.
she hated you.
She's
like,
alive.
She's like, for the 15th time.
Is that you, Miss Mazurek? Or you, Miss Missouri? Is that you, Miss Missouri? Is that you out here?
I don't know. I think we should move on to the next question. But
Yeah.
I mean, usually I don't. I think this guy's already even sleeping with someone else. That's why he's like, I'm done.
Oh, he better be. He
Yeah,
better be.
I don't know.
And then I'd call up that psychic friend. I would call up the psychic
He's probably
mid-thresh. Just,
sleeping
hey,
with the psychic.
hey, psychic, guess
Oh
what
my
I'm doing
God.
right now? Guess what I'm doing? Yeah.
Not with the woman you thought it is, but whatever.
Or another
That's
psychic.
right.
He's sleeping with a psychic sister.
I'm sleeping with a better one. One that gives lotto numbers.
Yeah.
You got nothing.
I'm sleeping with Miss Cleo.
All right.
I got a lube and a Ouija board. I'm banging Miss Cleo right now.
Oh my gosh, Ricky's calling you. We should answer the phone.
Oh, tell her we said hi.
Ricky Sofer is another
Yes.
comic, everyone.
Friend of the
if you
show.
get-
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Been on the
Yes,
show
yes,
before.
yes. But for right now, let's take our next question from the crazy people on Reddit. Let's take our next one. If you guys got questions to write them to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com, or even better, write them live in the chat every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's take our next one from Reddit.
I'm dating a millionaire, but I want to walk away. Dun dun dun.
Oh, look at you,
I
humble
know,
bragging.
I know.
My psychic told me he's cheap.
I'm 24 years old, female, been dating a millionaire who's a 32-year-old male for a short time. He's nice enough, but sometimes something isn't right. We have different lifestyles, and I want a genuine connection, but my friends say that I'm an idiot if I walk away. I've only been seeing this guy for a month. We've been gone out for coffee once, and all the other times have been at his place. We have not had sex yet, and he hasn't tried to. I don't think she's dating him.
Yeah.
I think she's drinking coffee with
I
him.
know. He told me he
You're
doesn't.
friends without benefits.
He
You
told
suck.
me he doesn't like to go much. He doesn't like to go out much in public because he attracts attention
He doesn't
due
like
to
what?
his car. He is
What?
He is pretty.
Isn't that why you get a nice car?
He is pretty well. Yeah,
This guy's weird.
You can fix that by just getting a regular car if that's like what you're worried about. He is pretty well known in my area and is worth millions. Here's
Where's
the
the
thing.
area? West Virginia?
I know. That's what I was thinking.
Who's he got,
He's
Tesla
worth-
in fucking West
he's
Virginia?
worth $1 million or 1,999.
You're telling me that car don't need no gas to run? I don't fucking buy it.
You tell me it drives by itself? That's the devil.
Here's the thing. I don't like hanging out at his place every single time, but I feel like I can't complain because he bought me my first designer bag. I also don't know if I can do this life. Whenever I'm with him, he's getting loads of texts on phones from women, flirtatious texts, even shop
I understand.
assistants
I gotta-
hit on him. I
Guy
get
buys
it.
a lot of handbags.
Is she angry about the other gold diggers? So it's like an inner war. She's like, oh my God, they're trying to take my spot.
I will not be outdug by these other gold digging whores that aren't me.
No.
That's
I
how I
get
feel
it.
all the time.
I get it. He's a millionaire, but I don't know if I could put up with it for long term. He told me that if we're together long term, I will have to cook and clean for him every day. Honestly, I wouldn't mind cooking for someone I love, but I'm not really good at it. And he suggested that I make really extravagant meals that are way out of my reach. I also work 50
What-
hours.
what
They
If
can
you
just
ask her
buy
to
a
do,
chef.
like-
They can hire a chef for that.
Right.
What do you ask her to do? Like boiled egg?
That's what I'm like. He's not a real millionaire. You'd be like, you don't have to do anything. You can just like sit there. That's what. I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not a millionaire. He's looking for a cleaning lady.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
All these girls are actually cleaning people
Yes.
that he's telling them. I also work 50 hours a week, and I really, really love my job. So being his housewife is just not for me. He also believes men should be alpha and never submissive. I didn't question it. He already told
And
me.
I like to peg dudes.
He already told me he wants a family with me, which I thought was pretty early to express that. My friends told me that I'm
What,
an
on the first
idiot. I guess. I mean, they've only had two, really.
Oh, God.
My friends told me I'm an idiot if I walk away from him because he can change my life, and I really regret it. But honestly, I'm happy with an average life. I've never dreamed of marrying a rich guy or having extravagant things. I'm a romantic at heart. I really want genuine love. But at the same time, my friends' comments have been stuck in my head and thoughts. What should I do?
Who wrote it? Meghan Merkel?
Oh my god.
I didn't know that he was a prince.
Oh my god.
You mean I have to do curtsies? No one told me that. I've never seen any movie
I have
about
to wear a
princesses.
tiara.
It hurts my head.
I know.
Oh my gosh, the documentary that they did together, I just wanted to slap them both. Like, they were abusing me. They put me, like, in the West Wing where Harry, his head came to the roof. Like, it was just too small for us.
It was the shittiest castle in the history of royalty.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't believe that we're
This
leaving
mansion
them.
is tiny.
I can't believe that we're
My
leaving
butler
them.
had a limp, and it sounded so dreadfully awful when he brought me my food.
I'm
Which was
leaving them.
1 degree less than what I like it.
I'm leaving the
It
family
was
and they won't
cold
give
by
me
the
any
time he kicked his way
security.
over here.
I can't handle it. Like, I don't know. See, this is the whole thing about the future. She's trying to worry about her future. And I'm like, dude, you're just not into him. If you don't care about the money, break up with him. Like, don't go around him. Don't talk to
She's
him.
very into his money. She's not into him. She's into his money.
How many times did she say millionaire
Yeah, that's
during
what
I
that?
know. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's full of shit. It's like,
She's into his
she
money.
keeps blaming the friends, but it's like, but she accepted the designer bag. I'm into the average things. Then buy an average purse. Like,
Yeah, Louis Vuitton is not that average.
You can get a designer bag at TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
For a big discount.
That's where he got it from.
Yeah.
Or from the streets of New York City.
Yeah, I was
Just
gonna
like-
say I passed like 7 Haitian dudes
I know.
on my way from work to
They
the
all
train
Prada.
that have
Did you
Louis
see
Vuitton.
that?
Yeah,
With
there's Prada, there's
For
Louis
good
Vuitton.
price.
Yeah, it's great. I you could trade weed for those. Like
yeah.
it's yeah.
like, she is just like gaslighting at everyone else, just being like, everyone wants us to be together, but I don't know what to do. And I'm like, who are you? Who are you?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You can walk away.
And I also don't think that he's really a millionaire.
No.
Like, and I don't think that he even takes her seriously. They've been together for a month, and I feel like he probably has the same conversation with people all the time about, oh, I could marry you, blah blah blah. It's like, no, this is
So
not. This is
crazy.
just a
How
weird.
old are these people?
She's 24. He's 32.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
like, you're not a multimillionaire at 32.
No, he could be.
He could be.
He could be. He could
could
very
be
well
from
be.
the family.
I think he
Money
is.
from- yeah.
Yeah, I think he is.
Or the internet.
Yeah, because she said that he's well known in the area, and that he has.
What
millions
area
of-
is that? Is
So-
that like Idaho?
Yeah, I mean, well, even more of a millionaire there. A millionaire in Idaho is like a trillionaire in a real city.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's
It's-
Well,
true.
But-
he may be just making 6 figures, but there it's a millionaire.
Right.
Is he right? I mean, hey, if she said millionaire, multi-millionaire, but she's like everybody knows him. So if he was like faking it or whatever, I don't know. People would know it. I just think he does a thing where a lot of he knows like a lot of women would kind of like the idea of just marrying some dude and not having to work anymore. So he just throws that around. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm really thinking about marrying you. But then he's just
But
telling
he
that
wants her
shit
to
to
work. He wants her to clean and
yeah,
cook.
yeah, but I honestly think a lot of women, and especially if it's an area where it's a little bit cheaper, they're like, cool, I'll cook, I'll clean, I get to live in a fucking palace. Like, who gives a shit? And he's throwing that around just to be like, yeah, eventually this will be your life. Just fuck me right now, you know. And I think he's doing that to a lot of different women.
Of course he does.
Yeah, 100%. He's lying about the I'm going to actually marry you. I think Joanne just said on there, nobody actually gets in a genuine relationship at 1 month. Yeah, any dude who's talking about, oh, when we get married, you're gonna cook and clean. Like, but you've only gone on a few dates, so he's not actually thinking about marrying you right now. He's saying this because he thinks that's what you want to hear. Ironically, it's not. It's chasing her away.
Let me ask you guys this: what is the dating protocol? Or I guess the relationship protocol? How does one go from zero to relationship? What is the process of that?
What's your process?
I'll tell you my process, but I asked you guys first.
What I do, I did. It's simple. Is I would lie to women and tell them I was a millionaire, and
That's what I thought I was getting into.
She thought I was worth millions. I was like, a lot of people know me around here,
everybody told
and they all
you-
know I'm worth millions.
Everybody told you to stay with him, otherwise you
And
I know, I
You know
know.
what? This is
That's
the
right.
smallest
No, but I
mansion
will
I've ever been in.
say, okay, when I
It's,
did start dating him, I probably didn't truly know who he was for like a year, like because he would put his best foot forward every
That's
single
right.
time for a long time, and there was a lot of stuff that I was just like asking him questions about.
She thought
like,
I'd never touched a drink in my life. That's right. That's right.
no,
Really?
So no, but it was.
She thought I was a fucking
I
Mormon priest or
know-
some shit.
Listen, I
That's
know.
good.
I
That's
don't
good.
know
Good
what.
act. Good act.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is or when I want it, but if I want a relationship, I will basically look the guy in the eye and I'll be like, just so you know, it's between you and me right now, and this is what I want. And if not, then we're going our separate ways.
But that takes a while.
Well, that takes like a couple months or so. Like if I'm like at the point where it's like I want to be exclusive, I might not be like, well, you're my boyfriend. I say these are the rules. I start laying down rules right away because like that's how I am. Everyone's different, but
So I think that we all have it wrong. I think we have the whole dating thing wrong. Because when you go into dating things or dating things, if you
get away from my dog.
When you go into
I wouldn't
dating,
trust him.
when you go into dating, a lot of these people have expectations, they have requirements, they have all these rules, and you can't be, you got to be over this, you got to be that, make this, but that's all wrong. Real relationships don't ever work like that.
No.
Real ones, Every single relationship that you have, and I don't mean like a relationship like romantic. I mean any type of relationship with another person, right? That's not your family member, right? Every single friend or romantic partner you had, they all pretty much happen organically, almost to the point where you're like, how do we even meet? How do we even become friends? You don't even know how you became friends with most people. You're like, it seems like you've always been friends, and it's a natural thing. You don't go into it. I'm looking for a new best friend. I don't find my comedy friends like I'm looking for a comedy friend. It just happens.
It's a weird.
It's unexpected.
I will say,
a lot of people do it that way in comedy because comic is filled with like Asperger's people that just kind of go around acting like this dude in the question.
No, but I will say with him, I was just like, my whole thing was like, I just liked hanging out with you. That's all it was. Like I didn't.
But you didn't go into. I want to have 4 kids.
No.
Right.
But,
that's what the psychic said.
If she would have even told me that we were going to have the 2 that we have now, I would have ran because I'd have been like, no,
so that's
I cannot be tied
That's
down.
what I mean. That's what I'm saying, people. You can't go into these dating things having all these expectations and rules and all this shit.
You can have the
You
expectation.
can have it, and guess who's gonna still be on the dating app for 15 to 20 years?
No, that's
Right,
not
yeah.
necessarily
No, but
true.
I do.
But I'm
I
saying
have
people
standards
can.
and rules. Like this is like if I'm gonna get into a relationship, I expect like I mean, I like monogamy. That's not for everyone. Who cares if it's not for you? But I just want to make sure whoever I'm in a relationship is also into monogamy
That's
too.
right.
I just don't want to be like
What's monogamy?
Monogamy is a
It's
McSandwich.
Oh,
Yeah,
at McDonald's.
it comes back every few months.
They
know,
brought
Like-
it back
like-
with the breakfast.
Yeah.
They brought it back with the McRib.
Sometimes you
With
can
the
get it
breakfast,
for
yeah.
a dollar
yeah,
meal.
yeah.
McMorning, yeah.
The McRib.
No, I mean,
the
you know,
McRib comes back every 6 months.
Yeah.
I have different relationships in my life. I mean, I had relationships formed in a different way. It has to be organic to some degree, but it depends on the person. Sometimes you have to talk with people. Sometimes it doesn't just happen organically. Because if you leave it organically, everybody's like, all right, maybe he doesn't want, maybe she is not interested, maybe. So sometimes it depends on the people and the connection. Sometimes you have to talk about things, and sometimes, but yeah, it has to be organically. Nothing can be forced. With that, I agree.
Yeah, but you do got to
can't
lie a little
convince
bit,
anyone.
though. It's got to be organic, but you got to lie a little.
There's
you
a
know?
little bit of an act in the beginning.
Right. Like I told my wife, like, I'm not drunk at all. And my wife
I'm
told
not
me,
drunk at all.
Yeah, and she was like, cooking, I totally do a ton of that. And so, you know what I mean? So there was little
And
things
you're
we
drunk and
bullshit
she's
about.
not cooking.
Yeah, exactly. Fast
Who
forward.
are you? I feel like I don't know
That's
you.
right. Fast forward 8 years later, I'm fucking wasted and we're ordering seamless. That's how it goes.
I don't know. I just think this girl needs to get over herself. Shit, that's all. Like, I feel like
That's a whole nother
I
thing.
think that she needs to decide what's her point. If she wants money, stay with him. You don't want money, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, or just like date him until like you can't get anything free from him anymore. You can't get a lift to school. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Why? And then also, she doesn't like hanging out with him at his place all the time. So then this is your escape route. You say, let's hang out here. If you want to see me, meet me here. You don't have to like say yes to where you want to meet him if you're not that into him.
Well, they had 2 dates, so.
I know.
Right.
I
it's-
wonder if
I
by
love
now
that
they
she
had
thinks
more.
that like she's the number one girl and she's like, oh my gosh, all these people are blowing up his phone and there's no way that he could be talking to any other girl.
Yeah.
For this,
Believe me, when she's there with him on the date, there is another girl under the table sucking him.
That's right.
Probably.
That's right. She is a long line in a
Yes.
buffet full of side pieces. That's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And she's not even his favorite. She's like a green bean casserole or something mediocre like that.
She got a
Because
designer
seriously,
bag. Other
if he
people
was
got
really into
shoes.
her, he would not be texting other women in front of her.
In front,
That's
right.
yeah.
Exactly.
No, she was
He's-
saying he was getting lots of text messages. from
Yeah,
other
I'm
women.
saying like his phone would be. she would not know that he's getting texts from other women.
Yeah.
He would do a good job of hiding that. She is a layup lay at best. He does not give a shit about. He's putting zero effort into it. It's
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit.
I don't like going out in public because my car gets too much attention.
Was he driving a tank?
Right.
How much attention is he getting? Who cares? You got a Lamborghini. Who cares?
Or if you wouldn't want, if he didn't like the attention from having a nice car, he wouldn't have bought a nice car. He could have saved a lot of money by getting a car that wouldn't get attention.
Listen,
He could have
He's
he could have got a nice little Prius and been incognito.
He has
Yes.
so much money and he hasn't heard about Uber.
And also, if he is...
He
Yeah.
can take an Uber
Right.
when they're going on a date.
There's so many more cheaper options to get around than
Why
buying a
doesn't have
Bugatti.
Listen,
private chauffeur?
if he
Yes.
is actually from a small town, this is what happens in small towns. You don't need to drive a fancy car. Everyone just knows you have money. We
Right, yeah.
knew the 5 families that had all the money in Altoona.
And they think you're kind of an asshole in those places
Is that
if
Georgia?
you're driving around
What?
someplace
No,
crazy.
it's Pennsylvania. But it's
Yeah.
still a small. It's a small little city, and I knew
Is that where Altoon is from?
what.
Do you remember Altoon
Altoon?
from the Jets?
No.
Receiver from the Jets?
No.
Oh,
it would
no.
be cool if he was from Altoona.
I mean, I guess that's
Altoon from
a
Altoona.
question.
Yeah. They call me Altoona Altoon.
I guess
That
that's
is
a
my
question
nickname.
for Raymond,
he's
formerly
Altoona,
known
his
as Matt.
sister is Altoona.
Raymond, formerly known as Matt. Do you?
She never
Do you
showers.
know about
Yes.
Altoon?
Altoona and Altoona.
Altoona.
And
Altoona.
the, and the next kid will be Al
wide
Salmon.
receiver for the Jets, number 88 back in the
Yeah.
80s.
Altoona was
In
an.
Spanish, it means the tuna.
Oh, so Bill Parcells. That's what it is.
There's other Altoonas out there. It was an Indian tribe, Altoona. So there's other Altoonas.
Yeah,
in
there's
other
one in
states.
Iowa. There's one in Iowa.
That
I
sounds like
grew
a
up with.
Spanish
Yeah.
tribe.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
It was.
yeah.
They just said an Indian tribe when I was growing up. That's where Altoona.
And
came
you know
from.
what they lived off of?
What?
Tuna.
Catfish. It's a weird name. Yeah. I don't know why they called them that.
Oh God. I don't know. Any advice for this girl on what she should do?
Jump off something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Calm
yeah.
down.
Yeah, I think she should calm down and then jump off something. Because the more I'm thinking about this, the more I don't like her. I think she's just trying to brag to the internet. Go, this rich guy wants to marry me, but I don't know
But
if
I'm
I
not
like
interested.
it. Yeah,
Oh, he dies. He's dying for me. I don't know.
I think that's. I watch.
I got offered a 6-figure job, and I don't want to take it. Yeah.
I feel like I've met, young girls like to admit, like to talk about when guys put money on them. Like young girls love to do
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
they bought me diamond rings and did this for me and
Yeah.
took me to dinner and da 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 da. It's like you don't see that with an older person. Like they don't. I don't know. Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah. They probably been married. They probably divorced from the millionaire.
Probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joel on YouTube says she's not the least bit embarrassed to pull her Walmart card out of her Gucci bag to pay for her store brand groceries. Absolutely.
Yes, Joel.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know. Like I feel like people like this, if you're really put your money where your mouth is, like if you really don't care about his money, then use them to like say, hey, instead of this Gucci bag, I would really love for you to give it to a charity or
Yes.
blah blah blah. Like
Give this to a homeless woman and buy
Yeah.
me something at Walmart. That's right.
She's not gonna do it.
exactly.
She's
She
not gonna
doesn't
do it at
care.
all.
She just
No.
like she wants to brag and be like, oh, he can change my money. I mean, he can change my life by having me stay in his mansion. Like what is
Yeah.
that? I don't know.
Let me just show this picture to Raymond. This is Al Toon from the Jets. Okay, not the Giants. He's actually on the Jets. All right, buddy.
Oh. Wait, Raymond. Yeah, that was for you, Raymond.
Yeah, he said Giants now.
Oh.
Like I said, the Jets.
Okay, I think he has a run in St. Louis. Okay. All right. I don't
That's
know
nice.
anything about sports, you guys. So that's all I got. Yeah. Sorry, this chick needs to get off of Reddit and get off her high horse.
It's pretty awful. Yeah.
I don't think they should call this app Reddit. It should be like Write It. God damn.
Write it? Why?
Write it because they write so much. They
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah.
like sexually.
no. Write it.
Yeah, right. it's different.
WRITE. It.
Right at the app is more visual. Yeah.
No, not
So,
write it. I didn't say write.
That's what we heard.
Write it.
And we both heard
Right.
Write it.
With a W, a silent W at the beginning.
I didn't hear any W.
Right.
I heard red. I don't know. I heard Reddit. I heard Write It. Yeah.
Write it.
I actually heard Rite Aid, like the store. I was way off.
No, you're right, aid.
Yeah.
All right. I guess, are you ready for your final
All
question?
right, let's take the final questions from the wild animals on Reddit. If you guys got questions to write in, write them to twistedcupidpodcast@gmail.com, or even better, put them in the chat live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to take our last one from the wild animals on Reddit.
Girlfriend lied about her past. Well, who doesn't?
What's she going to do? Tell the truth and then have you walk out the door?
Why didn't she gonna tell you that she slept with 100 guys?
If I'd have told my wife what a drunk I was, I'd still be single with no kids. What are we talking about?
And the 100 women you slept with.
That's right. That's right. And they weren't all women. What?
Okay. 31-year-old male dating a 29-year-old female. All right, so that's what we're dealing with. We've been
39
dating.
and 29.
Yeah.
Wait, 39 or 31?
No, so 31-year-old male dating a 29-year-old.
Oh, I did.
female.
So 2 years.
I heard
difference.
wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, not that bad. Okay. We've been dating for a few months now. When we started dating, she told me that she hasn't slept with anyone for 2 years and told me that the same few times. Wait, turn on the music. I'm getting a little. Okay. Okay. When she started, see, now my reading's going to get excellent. Nothing.
There we go. There you go. No pressure.
I know.
No pressure. You got this.
When we started dating, she told me that she hasn't slept with anyone for 2 years and told me the same a few times throughout our relationship so far. Yesterday, she called me during the day and told me she got tested positive for a minor STD and asked if I were...
Why was she sleeping with a minor? Why doesn't she have a STD for grown-ups? What is she, a teacher in Florida?
and asked if I were the one...
That's just like chlamydia. That's all. That's nothing. Something's minor.
It's chicken pox.
If I were
She
the
got
one to
chicken
give
pox.
it to her.
A small bit of gonorrhea. That's all.
Yeah, syphilis, nothing big.
Luckily, I got tested immediately before she and I started dating and gave her my results. So he actually got tested before she got her results. So, okay. So I guess this is a tit for tat STD test. I don't know. Okay. As the tables has turned, she told me that there was another guy that she had a fling about a year ago and told me
Wait,
she
you say a sling, not a fling?
a fling about
Interesting. A sling.
a fling about a year ago and told me she might have gotten
New
it from
sexual
him.
positions.
I felt betrayed, not because of the fling itself, but the fact that she lied about it. I asked her why she lied, and she said the first time she told me that she hadn't had sex for 2 years. She said she really didn't remember the fling since it was a brief thing. Then later, when she told me the same lie...
When I said I hadn't had sex for 2 years, I totally forgot I got one. and it
Yeah,
gave
I
me
mean,
an
you didn't have
STD.
sex for 2 years and you forgot the one time you did have?
It slipped my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I robbed a bank that day. I was completely blacked out on
forgot
heroin
all
and
about that.
PCP. It was
Totally
a wild.
forgot. I have 3 kids, but
It was just a minor bank robbery.
Yes, I'm a lifelong Amish, but it was during Rumspringa.
I only got $3.
My memory was hazy. Yes,
Then-
it's, people use cards these days. I committed a felony for double digits money.
Yeah.
Then later, when she told me the same lie a few more times, she lied because she had good things going on, so she didn't want to ruin it by correcting it. I asked her more about the fling, and it turned out that they dated for about 4 months, and he helped her even move to New York
She just kept coming
City.
and forgetting and
She
coming and
forgot
forgetting.
again.
Coming and not going.
But this was all before they met, right?
Yes.
Okay,
so-
how long had they been together? Sorry, I'm more forgetful than the lady in this question.
I mean, I don't think they.
So not long. Okay, all right, not long.
I mean,
Yeah.
a good chunk, but this guy.
But
for
this
the fling
what this
4
was
months.
okay for a few months. So this was all before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moved in. Okay, which makes me wonder if this is really a forgettable fling, or if she's just trying to deflect the situation. She's trying to deflect the situation, idiot. Okay.
Forgettable fling, greatest Taylor Swift song
No
that
one
hasn't been
forgets
written
4
yet.
months of a fling.
Okay.
No one.
I feel the
No one
trust.
forget 2 hours even.
Nah.
I feel the trust is breached, although it may seem a small lie, but a lie is a lie. We have a good thing going on, really, and on the other front, time flies when we are together, and we make each other laugh, and we feel comfortable around each other. What do you think? What do you do if you? What would you do if you were me? That's what he's trying to say.
This
What
guy
would you
sucks.
do?
You need to stop worrying about her past, and you need to learn how STDs work. An STD can be around for the rest of your life. So,
Boy, don't I know
Not
it.
really. STDs
I mean-
do not incubate for so long. with
I
all due
mean,
respect.
I don't know what she got. But she said, well, she said a
She
minor.
got that shit 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like
she
10
said
a
years
minor.
ago I had a fling. I think it stems from 10 years ago. No.
I want to know what STD this is, because even if like she got it from the other guy from 4 months ago, which was a year ago, how does that STD stay around for a year? Like, what makes the difference between a year or 2 years?
Well, some stuff is like dormant. You know, like herpes can be gone for years and then pop back up, and it's kind of some of those are weird like that. I'm guessing it's got to be herpes, right? Because we don't know how long they've been
They
together.
didn't say. See, that's the why I'm like.
It could be
You
anything.
got to tell me what STD
It
we're
could be,
talking
but
about.
I'm also but most STDs you'd know about it if you'd been together for months. Like you would know about it if it's from 4 months ago. You would know about it between now and then.
No.
Not necessarily.
No. Well, it's from longer than that. She dated the guy for 4 months.
Oh, God, yeah. So this
But-
is from a year ago.
Yeah.
So they even
That's what I'm saying. Like he's
she
mad.
dated him a year ago. She's still dating
That's
him.
She's
what
still
I'm saying.
dating him.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
100%.
saying. Like he said that she hasn't had sex for 2 years. And supposedly he got tested.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they say
supposedly
they're not alcoholics.
I knew
too.
I'm doing something wrong.
He got
Everybody says
tested.
they don't date them. They're not
He got
having sex.
tested.
I don't drink or
before
fuck
she
or
got
nothing.
tested. He came up clean. But anyways, he finds out she did date someone else, which was a fling for 4 months. But that was a year ago. So anyways, I just don't understand how this like STD. Like I would be more concerned. I'm like, yeah, but you have the STD today. What?
Yeah.
Like why?
Yeah,
you
that's why.
telling me-
No, it doesn't incubate. She's still fucking that guy.
Yeah, 100%, man. There's no way she would not know about this from a year ago. And it's so funny because I'm not on this guy's side at all because I'm like, dude, you're mad about something that happened a year before you met. Like, what do you should be hooking up with the lady from the last question going, I don't know, he's rich and I don't know.
Or the one with the
Sticking
psychic.
them- Yeah. You should bang. You know what? Marry the lady who's too good to date the rich guy and cheat on her with the psychic lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah, just really, you deserve both of the terrible women from the last questions.
Well, that's
He's not to blame. He's actually just doesn't know. He's just, clueless.
He's young
he's
enough
pretty
to.
dumb.
He's young enough that he should experience some wild stuff.
No, but
Very
he's
Sure.
old enough.
Sure.
He's old enough to kind of just know how things work. Like, I mean, he's, what do they say? He's 31.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like,
He's been
that's
around
like-
for a
That's
second.
not that old.
It's
No, but
it's
he's
not,
been around for a second.
It's old
But
enough
you-
not to be
you-
asking these kind of questions though.
You can still be kind of in a, I'm trying to think like
Naive.
I used to have some I used to see women I didn't like at all, right?
That were,
Sure.
That was
were they at least 18 and older?
they've always been 18 and older.
Right. I mean, hey man, we didn't ID at the door. I'm just saying. They said they were.
I'm pretty
18.
sure they're 18.
Yeah. They had Hello Kitty backpacks, but that was an ironic thing. It was a style.
Right.
Style at the
but
time.
like after a certain age, you just kind of you mature, right? And then you don't you're not messing with low hanging fruit anymore.
Yeah, I used to be so immature. I used to pronounce mature like mature, and you know what I mean. I was like dumb kid shit.
Once you mature, then
Yeah,
you say
yeah.
mature.
That's what I'm
But
saying,
As long
dude,
as you're
like-
immature, you say immature.
This guy's in his mature
Now I'm mature.
pronunciation years. This guy ain't mature for
I also,
shit.
I also don't say Neanderthal. I say Neanderthal.
Yeah, dude, this guy is a full-on Neanderthal. You know, he's not. He one day he will be a mature Neanderthal, and he's gonna be a better man for it. But until that day, he's gonna keep having these problems, man.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I just think that they're going off on the wrong argument. Like, obviously she's with someone and she's not admitting to it, or she had something like I don't know. He's more concerned like, what, you had a partner when we weren't together, and
Yeah.
What? You were dating somebody before you met me, bitch?
You're not a virgin?
and,
Wow.
And then it's like I don't know. Like if I'm dating someone and someone's just like, oh, I have an STD now, I'm like gonna have more questions about the STD.
That's what I'm wondering. Is I'm like,
And not
what
about a year ago.
STDs?
I would have questions about last night.
Yeah,
because
because I'm
if
like,
you're like-
most of them don't wait a year before you find out.
No.
So herpes, maybe. I think unless this is herpes, she's lying
I want
to you,
her to
dude.
be like, well,
it's not a
I
year
think I
ago.
got
I think she's lying, period.
Yeah.
See,
It's
she
No
should've
matter what
just-
it is.
Yeah.
She should have just told him, like, I think I got it from the toilet seat. Like, that's like what I feel.
He's
Immaculate
dumb enough to
conception.
believe it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. It's God gave me this fucking
My
blister.
dick touched the urinal. The urinal. That's what happened.
Yeah.
It's in the air, don't you know?
It's like
Dick vid.
Yeah,
Exactly.
100%,
I
100%.
don't know.
my
Someone
God.
sneezed next to me on the train. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
I got syphilis. I don't know.
This dog is sleeping, and every time I move over, the dog somehow is sleeping and moves closer to me.
Yeah. Believe me, we have a full bet.
She's
and
nuts,
the
man.
dog loves to push you off
I'm sure
of it.
I'm sure this dog takes up 3/5 of
Oh,
the
yeah.
bet.
Oh, yeah.
She likes to lay completely horizontal sideways.
Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry. Do you want me to wake her up?
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay, you're good?
Yeah,
All
we're good.
right.
I could pour some seltzer on her. Watch her wake up in a hurry.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like every single person that has written a question has really annoyed me today.
Yeah.
I feel
They're
like
really
Give us
annoying
crazy
tonight.
questions
I
tonight.
usually-
They're really annoying on Reddit tonight.
honestly, I usually I usually side with one person and it seems like there's been an obvious villain in each one. It's
Yeah.
like,
And this guy, if we're under the assumption that it's been a year, then I'm definitely on her side. I don't think it's been a year. Because most STDs, again, you're going to find out way before a year that you have them.
Way before 6 months.
Yeah, like within a matter of weeks. So, she's probably lying to you. But if she's telling the truth, and she's just lying about sleeping with a dude a year ago, you probably asked it in such a douchey way that she's like, I'm just gonna fucking lie to this guy, and it's not his business, and I don't really want to have this conversation. So yeah, it's been 2 years, whatever. That said, she's totally banging this guy right now, and
As
you
we
deserve
speak.
it because you're dumb and you seem annoying.
I remember thinking when I was in high school, before I had sex, I remember thinking, like, I heard another guy got an STD. I was like, wow, he's cool.
Yeah.
You thought he was
He's
cool?
fucking-
It's a badge of honor. Yeah, when dudes get STD in high school, it's a badge of honor.
I thought it was
Yeah.
so cool.
Those blisters
wow,
are little
he's just
tiny
fucking-
trophies.
Oh my! Don't even say that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's one participation trophy I can
He
get
was
behind
from
by
Bergen
God.
Catholic, by the way,
Yeah.
which is my arch rival.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
He was sinning. That's how he got that.
I don't know what to say. Yeah, I feel like she's lying. You're not in touch with reality. Like, I don't know what to say. And you're looking at the wrong corner of the situation.
Yeah.
Like,
he's not looking at what the real problem is here.
Also,
No,
like,
I think
feel
that she's bluffing him. That's the real problem.
Yeah.
Also, why did she even tell him? Like, if this is like, I don't know. Maybe she wanted to break up with this guy and go with another guy because it's like, why would she come back and be like, I got an STD and it's from a year. Like, why would even bring up this guy?
Hold on. That's my question. Did he feel that he has an STD? Why that?
No, she came home.
She came home
with a
with the
test,
test.
saying she has a minor STD.
You know what that means?
And was
You
trying
know
to
what that
blame
means?
him.
She was trying to. Yeah, that means that because she
Yeah.
was trying to blame him first.
Uh-huh.
Had it
then
been really
he
the
had-
situation,
Right.
she'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I feel something. I don't
She
know. Maybe
went
I'll
all
go
in
and
on
check
that one.
myself."
Yep,
Oh no,
yep.
she already at the doctor. She came back with result. That's you.
So
Right,
he had actually
right.
taken a test before her and showed that he was clean, so he couldn't have gotten it from her, but didn't say anything about the test. But then when the tables turned, she was like, "Oh, well, I might have gotten it from this guy." So I don't know.
I think she's on the phone right now with her psychic friend going, oh, you know how you told me this guy was dumb enough to believe that I got
Yeah.
chlamydia a year ago and it didn't show up till now? You were right. You were right. This guy's a moron.
Can people just like ghost each other and that's how they break up? Like, I don't know why they have to have all these like, I don't know, talks.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious, man. He's so pissed off about the idea of her sleeping with somebody a year before they met. and not looking at the obvious thing on the surface, like she's sleeping with someone right now. Right now. That's happening. That's happening right now, dude. I'm picturing him on the toilet like the bald guy in Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? Like the FBI guy putting it together that Walter is Heisenberg, and he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there on the toilet going, "You don't get chlamydia a year after you sleep with a guy." Oh, and his face is turning beet red. He's straining. He's in mid-push as he realizes she's fucking the dude right now. No.
I feel like there are STDs that could be like you could get it. I don't know, weird things here and there, like not a big deal.
I'm not saying it's never ever happened in the history of ever. I'm saying if I'm a betting man, and I am, but this isn't on DraftKings. If I'm a betting man, I'm betting that she's banging this guy right now, and that's how she got the STD, because that is how it happens 99.9% of the time.
Absolutely.
Is that you bang somebody with an STD and you either don't get it or you find out way before a year. That's how it happens.
Absolutely. You find out like a week later.
Yeah.
A week?
Yeah, to 2. You know,
Sometimes it depends. A week.
I'm not an expert.
When it starts burning, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Fire
find out
starts
right away.
shooting.
I feel the burn.
It's if she
You
was
burn your house down. That's what happens.
Yeah. Now it is possible that she did get it a year ago, had symptoms, thought they were gone, and then they popped back up again, and she was going, this was from a year ago. I just got it now for the first time.
That is going and coming
Herpes.
and going, coming. Oh, yeah.
Herpes does
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The only way this makes sense a little bit that she's not banging this guy right now is if it's herpes. Any other STD, she's fucking this guy right now.
Everyone has herpes.
She's fucking
right?
him anyway.
Yeah. That's another Taylor Swift song I love.
Everyone has it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should end it on that.
Absolutely.
Everyone has herpes.
You have herpes, and you have herpes. Check under your chair. You have herpes. This has been an awesome episode, man. Thank you so much to our guests. Thank you to Cooper.
I think I'm going to name my dog Herpes.
That's a cute name.
Sangria Herpes.
That's right. Sangria is Latin for everyone has herpes. Thank you to Cooper Rego. Thank you to Paola Dattner. Thank you, most of all, to the listeners, man, especially the people out there on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you to Raymond, a.k.a. Matt. Thank
He
you to
gave us some
Joel.
hockey scores, by the way.
Yes, thank you for the hockey scores. Thank you to Joanne. Thank you to Mark. Thank you to Marlene. Thank you to Tom.
And Joanne Mazurek.
Yes.
Mazurek and Mazurek. Yeah. Ooh, we got 2 listeners. Will Joanne Mazurek please subscribe and like your channel?
Yes. Everybody listening, like and subscribe. Until next week.
Yeah,
We're live
and
every
Raymond,
single
if you have
Thursday,
2 channels
8:30 p.m.
now, we
Eastern.
want an extra subscriber now.
Until next week, we're live every single Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you next time.
Hey.